to a film called Mermaids, which is about 20 years old, which starred Cher and Bob Hoskins. And Cher played a mother who had, to say the least, a somewhat eccentric view of parenting. And when she was being verbally attacked by her daughter, played by Winona Ryder, who was criticising her parenting skills. And she said, well, the problem is that when your children are born, you don't come with a set of instructions. And that seems to me quite relevant. We leave hospital with our children, and the nurse gives us this little miniature human being, and we're expected to keep it alive until the following day, at least. We have a limited amount of instructions as to what to do. And certainly from my point of view, I found that at that stage it hit me like a truck as to what, in fact, the responsibility I had in my hands as a parent, because it is the most important job any of us will ever do. You, me, Barack Obama, Simon Cowell even, believe it or not, will be the most important. It's raising our children, and not just our children, but our children in the widest community sense, because we're hardwired genetically for that, to look after all of our children within our community. And sometimes the state takes responsibility, and sometimes it doesn't, or is not able to, or doesn't do it to the level that we want. And so organisations like this, and this is unique really, come into being, and we are incredibly lucky to have somebody like Debbie who's moved this along and got it going really from a standing start, which will be of great benefit to the community. Our children are faced, or our young people are faced with a tremendous amount of pressure these days, far more than when I was her age, which is admittedly a very long time ago. But in the short periods of education that intersperse the tests and the exams that they have through their career, they are supposed to be learning so much within a national curriculum, and they're put under far greater pressure these days, and daily it seems, in order to produce or to come out of school suitable for work. There seems little emphasis on the whole of fuller being and a rounded individual. And one is reminded that even if 1984 hasn't come here, I'm desperately sure that Fritz Lang's Metropolis is very close, because we're producing literally a set of workers, and that's really not what we should be doing. They are beset by problems and difficulties and pressures there. And it is still, unfortunately, I suppose you could say, newspapers like the Daily Mail, which is a house magazine of the Pull Yourself Together Brigade, are continually sniping at our young people. They're either too fat or they're too thin. They're spending too much time on the internet looking at pornography or doing social networking. Or they're not spending enough time getting IT skills and what have you. And they're wearing flagrantly inappropriate clothes that are provocative. And just in case you don't understand that fully, then if you go to their website, there's hundreds of pictures of these young girls in provocative clothes, just to keep you wise. And that's why our young people, frankly, are amazed that any young person needs our education system or reaches maturity without their brain fried, because it is a very, very stressful time, and they feel on view they're part of the league tables. They feel that they've got to perform within that, and it is a very, very precious situation. It is one that I personally find very depressing. But nevertheless, it's there, we have to live with it, and I don't see it changing very soon. And organisations like the project, and there aren't that many, a pity, but there is a desperate need. Young people need to be in a position where they have problems, and we don't understand mental health issues at all. I was speaking to Debbie yesterday, and we're armed with a Germaline and a Calpol. It's broken bones, we get to hospital and this, that and the other. The physical health side of our children is there. We know what to do. We know where all the bandages are, where the thermometers, and there's always more than one in the household, are kept. So we've got that idea, but we've no idea, no concept. We're not equipped, especially if we haven't had any experience of mental health problems within our family or within our wider network. We've no idea what to do. we've probably no idea either how to identify it. So what we might think is just teenage angst or the normal problems to do with puberty or growing up or teenage or whatever, maybe something more significant, and we have no idea of what they are and what help to offer, even if it would be accepted. And so something like the project, where young people can come and talk to people who understand the situation, many of whom have been through it themselves and understand it, I think is vital. And it gives somewhere for them to go. And I'm certain that the town council and other organisations in this town will continue to support the project because it is so vital. We don't understand the depth of the problem. We have no concept of how it is, and I think we will see this increasing. And again, I must say that we owe Debbie a tremendous debt of gratitude for getting this moving when there was really no need to, but she saw that effort and whatever. And I think also we have a great deal of respect and thanks to her daughter Jess for, if you like, coming out in that aspect and explaining, and giving us a story of her difficulty, which she didn't have to do. It must have been very, very difficult. And I know there's many of us who feel a great respect for that young lady to actually articulate her feelings and let us know, because that highlighted to us a problem. So, yes, thank you very much, Debbie. And I know you will have the support of a lot of people in this town of all ages, and we'll be with you all the way. Thank you very much.
I'm not very good at ad-libbing, so I'm just going to read this. So, 4 years ago, if someone had told me that I would be standing here talking to a room full of people about the launch of a project for young people with mental health issues, I wouldn't have believed them. On 2 counts. 1, I was scared of public speaking, and 2, I knew nothing about mental illness. And yet 4 years on, here I am, still pretty scared of public speaking, but now having first-hand experience of mental illness. As many of you know, 4 years ago, life took an unexpected turn, completely out of the blue, when Jess developed severe mental health problems. Nothing prepares you for your child being affected by mental illness. There is nothing in the parenting manuals that can help you to understand and cope with the total change that comes over someone once they are in the grips of such an illness. I can only describe it as truly shocking, terrifying, and utterly bewildering. 4 years on, Jess is now doing well and living a full and independent life. She is testimony to the fact that with help and support and a lot of determination, young people can and do get through the challenges of mental illness. But it has been a very hard journey for her and for us as a family, and this is where my plans for the project came from, in the hope that our experiences can help to make someone else's journey that little bit easier. My experiences of caring for Jess and the journey I've taken with her has opened my eyes to the challenges faced by all young people, and just how common mental health issues are among this age group, with 1 in 10 young people experiencing a diagnosable mental health problem. That's 3 children in every classroom, and many more who struggle to cope with feelings of anxiety and depression and body confidence issues. The project aims to provide information and support to young people aged 12 to 24 who are experiencing issues with their emotional and mental health. This support will be provided through fortnightly support sessions in 2 age groups, 12 to 16s and 17 to 24s. These sessions will provide an opportunity for young people to come together, to talk, to share, give and receive support in a friendly, safe and non-clinical environment. The project will also run a range of activities ranging from art and cooking to bushcraft and meditation, all designed to build confidence and self-esteem, as well as helping to support emotional and mental well-being. The effects of mental illness ripple out to affect all areas of a young person's life: friendships, school, work, even everyday simple activities can become difficult. But the effects do not stop with the person with the illness, but also affect family and friends. And this is why the project will also be offering support to the parents and carers of young people experiencing mental distress through a monthly support group, which we hope will start running in October. Our support sessions for young people will be facilitated by a youth worker, Jenny, and a mental health worker, Katie, here today, as I've just pointed out, and I'm very much looking forward to working with both of you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Devon Youth Service for lending us Jenny and for the use of the centre. To date, we have secured £25,000 of funding to set up and run this project. And in the first instance, I would like to thank East Devon Volunteer Support Agency, who a year ago, when this was no more than an idea, agreed to host the project and have provided me with support and guidance since then to help get it off the ground. Further thanks must go to our other funders, Axminster Hospital League of Friends, Axminster Care Service, the Axwell Festival, Jack Riley Trust, Gibbons Family Trust, Nether Edge Quaker Meeting and the Tucker's Arms Raft Club, as well as to local groups and individuals who have made personal financial contributions to the project. I could go on all day listing the people who have given me their time, support and advice over the past year, and apologies that I cannot name everyone who has contributed in this way. You know who you are, and I am endlessly grateful to you all. Not least of these are my amazing team of volunteers. I am so grateful to the whole team and touched by the fact that they are almost as enthusiastic about the project as I am. I very much look forward to working with you all over the coming months. You are a great team and will be a huge asset to the project as it starts out and develops. At the risk of this beginning to sound like an Oscar speech, I just have a couple more thank yous to make. To Blackdown Samba, who are, I think, out in the car park doing the setting up, who have given up their time free of charge to entertain us this evening. To Sophie and Jenny, who have been running the art activities that we're doing this evening. Oh, Jenny, and to everyone else who's been involved in planning and sorting the launch event. But no thanks would be complete without mentioning Jess, and for acknowledging her courage and determination in overcoming her issues, for speaking up about what she has been through and allowing me to share her story. It takes a lot to be open about mental illness. You can never be sure what people will say or think because of the stigma that surrounds it. Jess and I both believe that speaking out is the only way to change people's opinions and make it okay to talk about mental health as it is to talk about physical health. In so many ways, I can stand here and say that if it wasn't for Jess, I wouldn't be standing here, and for that I am immensely proud of her. I hope that the project will offer much needed community support to both young people and their families in and around East Devon, South Somerset and West Dorset, and that in turn the community will continue to support the project. Thank you all so much for coming along today.